The age of industrialization. With the expansion of world trade and the acquisition of colonies in different parts of the world, the demand for goods began growing. Merchants began moving to the countryside. Rulers granted different guilds the monopoly rights to produce and trade in specific products. It was therefore difficult for new merchants to set up businesses in town. This was a time when open fields were disappearing. Poor peasants had to look for alternative sources of income. So, when merchants came around and offered advances to produce goods for them, peasant households eagerly agreed. Proto-industrial system was part of a network of commercial exchanges. It was controlled by merchants and the goods were produced by a vast number of producers working within their family farms, not in factories. The earliest factories in England came up by the 1730s. The most dynamic industries in Britain were clearly cotton and metals. Cotton textile industry was the first industry to enter the first phase of industrialization. Carding, twisting, spinning, and rolling saw a technological improvement, accelerating the pace of production. After that, the iron and steel industry led the way. By 1873, Britain was exporting iron and steel worth about £77 million, double the value of its cotton exports. James Watt improved the steam engine produced by Newcomen and patented the new engine in 1781. Matthew Boulton manufactured the new model. For very long, steam engines were used only in the cotton and iron and steel industry. It was much later that they became a popular model for transporting goods and later passengers. Hand labor. Abundant labor was available. A range of products could be produced only with hand labor. Handmade products came to symbolize refinement and class. Mechanization. Machines were oriented to produce uniform standardized goods for a mass market. Market demand was often for goods with intricate designs and specific shapes. In countries with labor shortage, industrialists were keen on using mechanical power. Example America. Surat and Masulipatam declined, and Bombay and Hooghly became important ports. Products were wrapped with attractive labels. Labels had words, texts, and beautifully illustrated images. Images of Indian gods and goddesses regularly appeared on these labels. It was as if the association with God gave divine approval to the goods being sold. Later, calendar were also printed and hung in tea shops and stores to popularize the product.